Hi guys!
Hey guys, salam everyone.
Welcome back to another video.
Another video?
Actually, one of the only videos we've been...
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a very long time since we actually picked up the camera and even thought about YouTube. Actually, I've been thinking about YouTube a lot, but just no time, no energy. Lots of things have been happening.
So we missed you guys so much.
There has been so many changes that have happened since we last spoke. I was pregnant. I don't even know if I mentioned that on this channel.
All on YouTube, yeah.
Not only was I pregnant, I actually gave birth. I gave birth. I did. Trust me, after they know what happened, it's me, myself, and I.
Okay, yeah, but we were pregnant.
I gave birth to our baby girl, Jana. Her name is Jana, and she's absolutely perfect. She's in the background, so if you hear grunting or crying, it's our baby girl, Jana. Yeah.
There it is.
Okay, so we wanted to share my birth story because a lot of you guys were asking for it, and I just find these types of videos very interesting because birth stories are always very wild. It's very rare that a birth is just, uneventful. So ours was very eventful. It all started on the 16th, right, of July?
16th of July.
Yeah,
yes.
The 16th of July. I had woken up and everything felt totally normal. Like I didn't feel anything weird or unexpected or whatever. So I was working and I was talking to one of our employees and it was just a normal day. Like I was sitting at my desk working, doing all that stuff on my phone. I needed to use the washroom, so I went and used the washroom. As soon as I got up, I felt a little trickle down there and I was like, did I just pee myself? Like, after I just used the washroom, like that was really weird. But in your 9th month of pregnancy, like anything's possible at that point. Like you could pee yourself, your water could break, anything could happen. I remember thinking it was weird, so then I went and used the washroom again because I was like, maybe I need to use it again. And after I got up, the same thing happened again. And I was like, okay, I did not just pee myself twice in a row. Like that's not happening. And so I texted my doctor and then I told her like this happened, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, you know what? It could be your water. It could be you peeing yourself. It could be discharge. It could be anything at this point.
So come.
But we want you to come to the clinic just to make sure it's not your water.
And this was like 3 p.m. during the day?
We were supposed to go out at like 3:30.
Yeah, we were going out that day,
Yeah, to go have like lunch or dinner or whatever. We hadn't eaten breakfast, nothing. So we were just like working, getting ready to go out. So I put on this like knitwear outfit because I'm always cold into the AC indoors, so I just always wear
it was
like,
a Ferris knitwear.
Yeah, it was like a Ferris
in the summertime, yeah.
Yeah, so I put it on. Thank God I did because I went into the car. As soon as we got to the clinic, I got up out of my seat and I just like felt like a massive trickle down my legs all the way down to the ground.
You were crazy peeing yourself.
And I was like, okay, I definitely am not peeing myself at this point because that's a lot of water or whatever's coming out. And so thankfully it was a knit pants that absorbed a lot of it, so I didn't look like a walking puddle.
I was smart.
Yeah, she ended up doing like an examination and she literally was like, yep, that's your water. And it looks like you're like 1 centimeter dilated, I think 1.5 or something.
And I was like, wait, what does that mean?
Yeah, Dawood was just like, because it was just so random because I had no like signs or anything that my water was gonna break or I was gonna give birth. So
in our mind, our intentions was like the due date is July 31st.
Yeah, this was me 38 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
I still had 2 more weeks to go. That's why we were not prepared.
Yeah, so we were zero preparation. So we knew that at the 31st is when Jasmine would give birth. Khalas, our mind was prepared. And we know that from other people's experiences, most people go over on their first pregnancy. So we're like, oh yeah, we're chill. We had nothing prepared. So then the doctor...
No, I had my hospital bag prepared.
Okay, but
you
like
didn't.
mentally, not there.
Yeah, mentally.
I was like, so the doctor's like, yeah, it's time. And then me and her looked at each other, what do you mean it's time? And she's like, no, like we have to go to the hospital immediately. So go home, grab your stuff, and come to the hospital. Meet me at the hospital. We're like, what? What the heck?
So confused.
I'm like, wait, I don't have anything ready.
Even my mom was in Lebanon and she was supposed to come for my birth. And obviously we didn't know I was going to give birth 2 weeks early. So she didn't even make it in time. So it was very, very chaotic. Okay. Thankfully I had my hospital bag already packed like 2 weeks before because people told me like, you never know. We didn't even have time to install our car seat. our car seat, like Dawood just grabbed it and shoved it in the car.
Nothing
and
was ready.
We've never even installed a car seat in our life. We have no idea how to install it. We just put it in the car. We put like the bassinet and the stroller in the car. We're like, I don't even know if we need this, but we're just gonna bring it. And it was just, yeah, very chaotic. So we were driving in the middle of rush hour. It took forever to get to the hospital. It was very far from our house. It was like an hour away from our house. We got there and they were like, okay, so we're gonna monitor your contractions, see if you're contracting naturally because your water has broken on its own. And by the way, I figured out that my water probably broke because the night before I was bouncing on my ball for 2 hours while watching Love Island and eating a greasy pizza. Apparently greasy pizza helps induce labor. I don't know, but it did for me. So as they were monitoring the contractions, they realized like I was contracting naturally, but it just wasn't increasing or, you know, progressing as fast as they wanted it to. When your water breaks, you have like 24 hours to give birth, or else you are like more likely to have infections and baby gets affected, whatever. So we were on a 24-hour like time limit basically. So they really needed my contractions to pick up so that I can give birth soon. So it was most likely that I was going to get induced. We were kind of told that it was going to happen most likely, so we were mentally prepared for that. But I've done a lot of research about like inducing labor, and there's just a lot of opinions about it and all that, but that was the only choice that we had. No choice. We literally had no choice. I wasn't progressing and we had 24 hours. At 12 a.m., we got admitted officially into the hospital. And then they put me on like an IV, which was...
That was probably the worst part. Like even I felt it too. Like it was so cringe.
It was such a cringy
like when you
feeling.
Bend your arm, like you feel it.
It was here.
Oh yeah, when you bent your hand,
or was it here?
Somewhere.
It was here, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere here. But yeah, it was very uncomfortable, and like you can't bend your arm, and there's like, it feels like there's obviously a needle in your arm like the whole time. So it was just a very cringy feeling, and I hated it. So that was like an 8 out of 10 horrible experience. And then so yeah, I got hooked up to the IV, and then also I got hooked up to, we did not get hooked up to Pitocin. I got hooked up to Pitocin.
Yeah, it's like, it's her birth story, but like we did.
I wish he got hooked up to Pitocin so he can feel what it feels like.
Yo, but the best part was
the gas in air.
Yeah,
he was getting high off of my supply. Anyways, yeah, so I got hooked up to Pitocin, and they wanted to give it to me at a very like gradual way. Like they just wanted to give me small doses and then slowly have it pick up later on.
And guess who wanted to do the birth without an epidural? GG.
Wait. Okay. In my defense, just wait. Okay, I'll explain why.
Okay.
So my intention going into delivery was that I was gonna try to stay without the epidural as long as possible, because I don't know what it feels like. No one knows for the first like delivery. They don't know what it feels like. So I was like, I want to experience it at least as much as possible, and see how much pain I can bear before I ask for the epidural. And maybe I won't need the epidural. Who knows? I have a very high pain tolerance. Okay. So that was my intention. My intention was not to just like cancel out epidural. It's not an option, whatever. I just wanted to try it out. So, and when they started giving me the Pitocin, I was contracting a little bit more, but it was like I could feel them. They were just like mild cramps. It wasn't anything crazy. At that point, we were just chilling, right? Like they kept giving me apple juice, like over and over and over again, because the baby wasn't moving as much, and like I hadn't eaten all day, so they needed sugar. And I swear to God, if someone gives me apple juice one more time in my life, I'm gonna flip. I hate apple juice.
What's wrong with apple juice?
It's like
trauma. You actually don't like apple juice anymore?
No, I can't see apple juice.
I also have fragrances that I wear that she doesn't want me to wear anymore
because it just reminds me of like pregnancy and yeah. Anyways, so no food, no sleep, basically hallucinating.
And no food from the day before.
Yeah, so like literally almost 24 hours, no food. They told me, I think in the middle of the night, like I think it was around like 4 or 5 a.m. They came in, they were like, okay, we're gonna increase your Pitocin or whatever to help with your contractions to be stronger and, you know, more effective. So they did that, and I started feeling them, like they were intense at that point, like very, very intense. And Dawood was helping me by putting like counter pressure on my back to kind of get rid of that, or I don't know, numb that sensation. It really helped actually. Like anytime I had a contraction, I'd be like, Dawood, my back. And I also had the bouncy ball. I had like a birthing comb. I did all the things that you're supposed to do. Oh, and I did the laughing gas. I hated the laughing gas.
That was awesome.
I hated it so much.
Awesome. Laughing gas? Give me more of that stuff.
No.
Laughing gas. I need laughing gas. I need laughing gas.
So this guy was getting so high, and anytime I did it, I just felt so.
It lasts for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, it lasts for like a minute, but like it makes me so dizzy and like sleepy, but like not sleepy. It's just a weird feeling. It did not like numb any pain, that's for sure. Like it did not do anything. So I did not like that part at all. I used it like twice, and then I was like, no, I don't want this.
It made me laugh. You should keep trying it.
No. Trust me, when you're going through contractions, it's not
Anyways.
fun. We got to the point where she checked me to see how far along I am, and I was around 3 centimeters when I was telling you guys that it was getting really, really painful. So I was around 3 to 4 centimeters. And so I was like, oh, great. So if this is what 3 to 4 centimeters feels like, once it progresses, it's going to be very, very painful. I don't know if I can handle this. And that's when you start psyching yourself out. I think a lot of people end up taking the epidural at this point because they start panicking. But I was like, let me just stick around for a bit. I'm going to go take a hot shower and see if that helps. Now, also keep in mind, like inductions, the contraction pain of inductions is a lot more intense. Like Pitocin contractions are a lot more intense than regular contractions. Yeah. So it was very, very painful. The midwife walks in at that point and she's like, hey, we're gonna have to break your water fully because your water was kind of just leaking and not fully broken. So we have to actually prick it and break it, and just letting you know that once we break your water, your contractions are gonna be way more intense. And I was like, hold up. I had no sleep, no food. Contractions were already hurting, and I was hallucinating.
And you need the power
to push.
So she's like,
I was like, hit me up with that epidural. At that point, I was like, why am I prolonging this? Like, what's the point? I'm exhausted and I'm not gonna have any energy to push. Let me get that epidural. But I was so scared about the epidural. I don't know why I was scared, but I just was scared. Okay, not of needles, but just the fact that I'm gonna be like, it's an unknown territory. Like, I don't know what it's gonna feel like. I'm not gonna be able to get up and use the washroom. I'm just gonna be sitting there in bed. It just gave me anxiety. So anyways, we called the anesthesiologist and he came in and he administered the epidural. But the thing is, I felt like my left side was going numb, but my right side wasn't.
And guys, it was painful.
It was very painful. Him putting in the epidural, he kept having to like take it out and repoke it and take it out.
That's when I actually started realizing, oh my God, Jasmine's about to give birth.
Yeah.
And I started getting nauseous. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, she's in pain. I started feeling bad. So I got really nauseous. You didn't know this, but I went to the washroom. I started freaking out. Yeah.
What?
Because I saw like, my stomach started turning. I'm like, oh wait, this is real. Am I able to handle watching you give birth? Am I able to be there for you?
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I was like overthinking at that time.
Yeah, I remember looking at your face while I was getting the epidural. You were like kind of like tearing up. Like you were stressing, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very painful. But then I realized that my left side was getting numb and my right side wasn't. So they were like, oh, that's normal. Just like move around a little bit, flip to the other side so that the medication can move onto the right side. And I kept doing that, but it just wasn't working. Like I was feeling everything on my right side, and it was getting more and more intense because they were putting more and more Pitocin, like they were amping it up. And so my contractions were getting stronger. And so at one point, I kid you not, I thought like my soul was leaving my body. By the way, Jana was upwards facing, like sunny side up, they call it. And so her face was upwards, and that means like when you have contractions, they're a lot more painful, and they're mainly in your back. Like I was having back contractions, which were absolutely horrible. When they amped up the Pitocin and my epidural wasn't working on my right side, I was feeling this incredibly sharp pain in my like pelvic area on my right side and my back, and I can't even fathom how painful it was. Like it was indescribable how painful it was. I don't think I've ever thought of pain to be that severe in my life. Like it was really bad, you guys.
She can take it.
And I can take a lot of pain.
Yeah, she
can. I told the doctor, I'm like, there's something wrong. Like I'm dying on my right side. And she's like, okay, let's check you. But I think we need to fix your epidural because it looks like it was just administered on one side. It needs to be like, fixed. The position needs to be fixed. The anesthesiologist came in and he kind of just like moved it just slightly a little bit to 2 centimeters out or something, and I immediately felt my right side go numb and I couldn't feel any more contractions, and I was like, crazy. Oh my gosh, like that's such a relief, like the amount of pain that I was in. But I kept thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm only 4 centimeters. Like, why can't I handle this pain? I was handling it a second ago. Like, what happened? And so she's like, let me check you. So she checked, and she literally was, as she was checking, she's like laughing. And I'm like, well, what's happening? She's like, how many centimeters do you think you are? And I was like, 6, maybe. Like, I don't know. I was 4, like, 20 minutes ago, maybe 6. And what did you say, 7 or something? Yeah, that was like 7. And she's like, you're fully dilated. You're 10 centimeters
Let's go.
Dilated. It's time to give birth. And I was like, like, what the hell? What the hell, Leonte? I was not ready, and that explained why my right side, like, I was feeling 10 centimeter contractions. Like, it was literally death. Like, I wanted to die. Like, it was so bad. Yeah, at that point, my brain went blank, and I started panicking. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready to push. Like, what do you mean I have to push right now? Like, in my head, I was freaking out.
Oh, guys. Oh, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and I don't know what you were feeling. Were you panicking at that point, or were you just like, let's go?
I was like, let's go, let's do this. Khalas. Like, okay. I have no choice at this point. Yeah. What can I do? I can't control the outcome.
Yeah, but I think I was also relieved that it was finally time to push, because I had been laboring for so long, and it just was very exhausting.
Yeah, it was 25 hours, right?
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't think I would be able to be there and like watch the whole process. I thought maybe it would be like grossed out, or I'll be like scared to see anything that I don't want to see. The doctor came, by the way, our doctor,
most amazing doctor.
Perfect. We loved her. She's awesome. Mm-hmm. She showed up, and then Jasmine, all of a sudden, she's like, okay, guys, she explained to her, like, this is what's going to happen. This is how you do it. Jasmine put her legs up, and then she was just ready. I see Jasmine, a totally different Jasmine. Like, she turned into a warrior, like a champion. I never seen her like this in my life, right? She just was ready. The doctor's like, hey, push, ready. She just pushed. She was so ready, determined to get this baby out. And then I got really emotional seeing that. I'm like, whoa, this is Jasmine? Holy crap, wow. And my whole point of view of Jasmine, or of a woman giving birth, is crazy. So I sat there and I literally watched the entire thing. Like, I was,
yeah,
so I thought like they would, like, when the birth thing happened, everything's covered. But no, it's wide open.
They do cover you, but like, he's tall, like he could see everything.
I could see everything. So I totally saw everything. But anytime they told Jasmine to push, she's like, okay. She started pushing. But I thought she would grab my hand tight. No. She held on to her legs, and then she just went at it. And honestly, on my point of view, I was like, yo, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. I got really emotional, but also I was scared too, because like, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden, the doctor started looking worried.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, wait, what's going on? Then the heart rate started dropping.
For the baby.
Right? For the baby. So they pulled out a vacuum.
Yeah.
To pull the baby out. And
they suctioned her head, basically. And this is like, it's called an assisted vaginal delivery. So they suction the head, and they kind of, every time I have a contraction I'm pushing, they suction outwards so that it pushes the baby out of the canal faster, because like her heart rate was dropping, and like I was pushing really well, but it's just that it was taking too long. And as well, my water had broken 24 hours prior. So it was like, a lot of factors that could affect the health of the baby and, the successful delivery. So my doctor was getting a little worried. I could see in the mirror the heart rate monitor dropping, and so they were like, okay, you're doing really good. This push needs to be it. Like, you need to get this baby out with this push. And I was like, okay. I like pushed really, really, really hard. And I think at that point, like, the baby was really close, but guys, it just wouldn't come out. So,
and I saw a lot of blood.
Yeah. So did she give me an episiotomy first, or the blood came out first?
I don't know what an episiotomy means.
The scissors.
No, the blood was first while you were giving birth.
Oh, okay. So apparently, while I was giving birth, while I was pushing, I had a slight placenta abruption or whatever. It detached from the wall prematurely, and so it's not supposed to detach from the wall, and that could be like life-threatening for the baby. So a gush of blood came out.
She didn't see that.
I didn't see it.
I saw it. I'm like,
I didn't feel it. I didn't
going
see
on?
it. Dawood saw it.
And I saw it, like, the worry from the doctor. I'm like, okay, what's happening?
Because that usually ends up in a C-section when that happens, because it's like life-threatening, or it could be a problem or whatever. So when that happened, I didn't know, Dawood knew, and then she was like, okay, Jasmine, like, I'm gonna have to give you an episiotomy. I'm so sorry, like, I don't want to do this, but that's the only way we can get this baby out faster. So she pulled out this like big like scissors. It was huge. And
that's what I'm like, oh,
and I think
what
the
heck?
cringiest part of this entire delivery was the snipping sound. Oh my god.
Like literally scissors.
And you like it's like snipping paper, but you know it's flesh, and so it's just the most disgusting sound ever. I can't feel it, but I can hear it, and it was tripping me out because I could hear it and I knew it was on my body and I can't feel it, so it was just like a mind game. Like it was just really gross. That's the only time that Dawood did
Yeah,
not
that's when I
look.
was like, yo, what the heck?
He like turned his
I'm
head.
like, ugh.
And I was like, okay, then this is really gross, probably, because Dawood can't handle it. But anyways, so as soon as she did that, the baby came out no problem. And like that was like, it felt like a balloon pop, like whoosh, like everything just like slid out. And she put the baby on me.
But the baby was like
blue and not crying, right? She was great.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm like, Jasmine, that's not my baby.
What did I make with an avatar? What do you mean? She was not like breathing and not crying.
And they cut the umbilical cord right away.
Because she was not breathing, so we couldn't do the delayed clamping or any of that kind of stuff. So they cut the cord and it splattered me
like,
everywhere
and me too,
with
like
blood. It was like literally like a movie scene, like whoosh, and I was like, what's going on? We were crying like at that point because like you're holding your baby in your arms, like it's such a surreal feeling.
But that time seeing like Jasmine go through that, just I'm gonna say this again, was the most craziest thing ever. Like she's a warrior, and like I can't believe she did that.
I hope you remember that for the rest of your
life.
life.
I will remember for the rest of life. Every time I think about it, it gives me goosebumps, and I tear up. Wallah.
They ended up taking Jana away and like suctioning her and doing all that stuff. She had a lot of mucus in her like mouth and whatever. There was a lot of blood all over her because of the placenta abruption or whatever. So once she started crying, it was like such a sense of relief. Like we were both like bawling our eyes out, like super happy, but also like anxious and nervous.
In that moment, we knew our life has changed.
Forever. Yeah, it was a crazy, like I don't think I can describe the feeling of them putting your own child on you. Like I don't think I've ever explained this to you, but like when they put her on me, like I don't know what it is, but like I was like, this is mine. Like this is mine. Like I created this from scratch. Like this is everything in this little human is mine. Like no one can take her, like nothing, you know what I mean? So it was just such a weird feeling, like I'm responsible for this baby. And like when they put her on me, I just like wanted to like bawl my eyes out like for hours.
Yeah, I remember when the video first came, it was like we were so in the moment. There was no thoughts. We were living in the moment, and like when the baby came out, when Jana came out, we both just looked at each other, cried. Yeah, and like they took the baby away, and then we got scared because she wasn't breathing. Yeah.
And the doctor, bless her heart, she's so sweet. She kept apologizing. She's like, I'm so sorry. Like it was traumatic delivery for you, whatever. I'm so sorry that you guys. I think she was worried because we were crying. I'm like, girl, no, I'm crying because I'm happy. I'm not crying because I'm sad. But yeah, our doctor's name is Dr. Karinia. She is like the most amazing doctor. I like recommend her to each and every person that asks me about a doctor here in the UAE. Like she's honestly, I don't think this like whole experience would have been a successful experience for us if it wasn't for her. She's been with us since my miscarriages, and she's helped me throughout the whole time. And like,
mind you guys, we saw a lot of doctors.
Yeah, like I literally owe her everything. So thank you, Dr. Karinia. Yeah, we came home and we had a whole human to take care of.
Yeah, our life has changed.
But yeah, she's an angel. We absolutely love her. Alhamdulillah for everything. Like she's so perfect, and every day she's getting cuter and cuter.
Yeah, like when we looked at her before until now. Oh
like
my
I swear to God, she was a little
I thought
alien.
she was cute before, but then like now I look at her pictures when she was first born, alien.
Yeah, like, she looks like a little alien.
Yeah, like
it's just crazy how far we've come from like the miscarriages to all the problems with like my thyroid, like all that kind of stuff, like countless doctor's visits, like blood test after blood test, and then we are at this point, like the point that we were praying for non-stop. It's just a wild feeling, like, and we're just so over the moon to be, you know, Jana's mom and dad, and I can't believe we're parents.
We gotta get back into YouTube, guys. Make sure you like this video, motivate us to get back into it.
It's hard.
Get these views up for us, and next video will be our house tour. We promise we'll give you guys a house tour. We were going to do that,
and then I gave birth.
And then she gave birth. Like we were gonna do that before she gave birth, and then she literally gave birth, and we haven't had time for anything. So
okay, though. We're slowly getting back into things, like now that Jana's like not freshly newborn, and we're starting to get into more of a routine. Like I'm starting to understand when her nap time is and feeding schedule and all that. I think inshallah like we'll be on.
Inshallah.
good terms with creating content again.
Let's go, guys. Motivate us. Give us a thumbs up. We'll keep going. We missed y'all. And we'll see you guys in the comment section. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye.